everyone, good morning. Welcome to Entrepreneur Manage Program. I am Professor Randes, and a great pleasure is talking with you in this moment. Now, it's the program only in English. Yes, é isso mesmo, gente. Vocês já perceberam aqui a pegada, né? Nosso programa de hoje vai ser bem diferente dos que aconteceram das outras versões, porque nós vamos fazer ele completamente aqui em inglês, porque é importante a gente identificar a necessidade de uma segunda língua, e principalmente dentro dos nossos ambientes, né, seja eles quais forem, seja ele profissional ou pessoal, seja no ambiente de trabalho, seja numa viagem a lazer, por exemplo, em um outro país, é necessário ter uma fluência, ou pelo menos, né, praticar um segundo idioma, principalmente o inglês. Por isso, eu vou trazer aqui uma gabaritada profissional, a teacher aqui, para nós, para nos ajudar a entender de uma forma muito assertiva como nós podemos caminhar dentro da prática a experiência em ter essa fluência no inglês. É uma convidada que ela já esteve no nosso programa, então é uma grande alegria trazê-la novamente para poder nos ajudar nesse entendimento de realizar exatamente as nossas atividades na segunda língua e, com isso, já fazer o quê? Uma fluência com o idioma. E aí eu já trago uma frase de Theodore Roosevelt que diz o seguinte: faça o que você pode com o que você tem no lugar onde você está. Gente, independentemente do seu grau, ou vamos dizer assim, nível em inglês, é importante praticar. É importante você ter essa forma, né, de oportunidades de poder falar em uma segunda língua. Ou seja, adquirir, quanto mais você fala, mais você adquire experiência. Não importa o que nível que você está no inglês. Por isso que você tem que realizar aquilo que você tem, a forma do conhecimento que você tem. Isso, gente, é para todo o nosso âmbito de vida, não só para um idioma, das nossas competências no modo geral. Então, é importante não esperar o ótimo, né? Faça aquilo que você tem primeiro de bom, e aí para você o ótimo vai ser uma consequência daquilo que você vai conquistar. E por isso, vai compartilhando aqui o link do nosso programa para que mais pessoas possam estar aqui participando, estar juntos conosco nesta manhã, para que a gente possa cada vez mais aumentar a nossa audiência e também trazer cada vez mais temas que vocês identificarem aí que gostariam que a gente pudesse abordar aqui no programa. Então, compartilhe aqui no chat também, coloque a sua mensagem, vamos interagir, dá o seu like aqui no programa, para que a gente possa cada vez mais manter essa sinergia e essa conectividade que é tão importante nos dias de hoje também, né? E por isso, já vai preparando aí, né? Já vai se aquecendo no seu inglês, porque eu já vou chamar a nossa convidada de hoje. Vamos lá? All right. Now it's speaking with Teacher Teresa, director of the Immersion House, English executive teacher, and the co-creator and mentor of methodology NELF. Teacher Teresa, welcome back in the program in this morning Friday.
Thank you, Randes. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here again with you and with your audience.
Okay, it's a pleasure always, because this very important this subject and they bring it today in the English in Brazil. So it's now its program is a little different because it is talking in English. Okay, so it's the subtitle in this program because these people don't speak in English. It's possible. Follow it's the program, okay?
Okay.
So it's the important that moment in Brazil is the improve the career in the professional in the any areas, and it's very important about this the language, and it's the language English, of course. So it's in the research, recently research, it's appointed that this Brazil it's the low percentile in the people speak English, but it's the more English school on the world. What is the moment? What is happening in the Brazil, and the people don't speak English?
Yes. Well, there are two main things, two main reasons for this situation. The first reason is Brazil is a continental country. And if we take a look at continental countries such as United States, Russia, China, big countries, other big countries like Mexico, India, this is a particular characteristic of continental countries. It's more difficult to have a whole population speaking a second language or a third language. If we compare, like, for example, to Europe, English is very common in Europe. We don't have a whole lot of difficulties communicating in English if you go to Italy or Germany or France. They might not like to speak English very much, but they know how to speak English. But they're very small countries. They're not like Brazil, we have a population of over 200 million people. So this is one characteristic of Brazil, is a continental country. But we still are the #1 country of language schools. So, I mean, although we have a humongous population, it's enormous population, it is an enormous country, we still do have many English schools. And the percentage of Brazilians who do speak English fluently is about 1%. 5% can communicate in English, 1% is considered to be fluent. Well, like I said, one of the reasons, the first reason, it's because we are a continental country. But when we look at the number of schools that we have, so why don't we have, why is it not 2%, 3%? Why isn't it 10% of the population?
Little number, yes.
Yes. I know it's a huge country, but the number of people who do speak another languages, or English, especially English, is very small. My thesis is that the problem is not in the Brazilian. We are not the problem. The problem is in the methodologies that are used to teach English. I think this is the main issue.
Okay. Thanks for explication. And I remember that is a last interview with you, that you commented that these 3 objectives the Brazilian people has about this when a new year.
Yes.
Can you remember for all here?
It is, let me see if I remember, but I remember one for sure, which is speaking English. It is speaking English. I think it was buying a house and maybe losing weight, the third reason. But I know for sure that buying a house and speaking English is one of those New Year's resolution that Brazilians make every year.
Okay, so it's the speak English is the objective for the people, but not realized this objective. Why? Why do Brazilians have problem learning a second language? In your opinion?
Yes, in my opinion, it's well, there are a few reasons. Like I said, the first one, I think that is really one of the main reasons, is the methodology used in traditional language schools, where you first learn grammar. So you learn about the English language, but you do not acquire the English language. These are 2 completely different things. You can learn about conjugating verbs, you can learn about linguistics, you can learn vocabulary, but that does not mean you can speak another language. You just know about a language. It's like teaching a child how to ride a bike. When you teach a child to ride a bike, you don't give them explanations. You don't tell him, first you sit, and then you put your feet, and then let me tell you how you build a bike. You don't do that. You buy your kid a bike, and you take them on the street or wherever to a park, and you sit them on the bike and you help them learn how to balance on the bike, and they learn by practice. You do not explain. We don't explain someone how to learn how to swim. The person goes, if you want to learn how to swim, you get in the pool and you have lessons, but you learn how to by practicing. You learn how to breathe, you learn how to float, you learn how to move your legs and your arms, practicing until you learn how to swim, until like driving. You have to know the laws in driving, but you learn how to drive when you get behind the wheel with an instructor beside you. So learning a language, it's the same thing. You don't learn grammar rules. This is not going to help you learn how to speak a language. It will teach you about the language. You learn how to speak a language by speaking. You learn how to speak a language using your mouth and your ears.
Yes, step by step, and a baby and walking, and
exactly.
not walking, run. It's so step by step, and that's the situation. It's the language, it's the same. And the important that you do, that you talk about this moment in the practice, and the people is fear in the speaking English. With I speak with you, so it's I'm not experienced in English, but I communicated with you.
Yes, absolutely.
Because I was, or I am, or I will you be a student in the immersion house. I'm studying in the immersion house in the broken these many moments in the mindset in the another students there in the classroom, and it's very important why the people fear in speaking English in Brazil.
Well, I think the fear of speaking another language is not just in for Brazilians. I think that for adults, there is the fear of speaking a new language, a different language. This has a lot to do with the beliefs that you bring with you, such as I don't want to feel embarrassed. I do not want to make mistakes in front of other people. I have to learn how to speak perfectly before I start speaking. You see the contradiction?
Yes.
I have to speak perfect before I start speaking, but then how are you going to speak perfect if you don't start speaking?
Yes.
So other beliefs like I am too old to start learning a new language right now. Only kids learn a second language, or my English, and people who actually speak English think, oh, my English is bad because I have an accent, because I lack vocabulary, I need more vocabulary. So these are all beliefs that people have that are not true. They're just beliefs that make us want to not risk ourselves, because we have to understand that learning something, it's about practice. Everything new that we learn, it's about practice. When you want to acquire something, so I want to acquire a new skill, I need to practice. And when I am trying to acquire a new skill, I will make mistakes. It is just part of the process.
It's very important that sorry.
No,
please,
go ahead.
continue. Okay, it's very important that you said, because this, for example, the interview of the employee, and why the people in the fluent in English, but when participated in the interview, it's the broken why why speak, not it's possible. Well, what is what had what happened in the people in that moment?
I have seen this happen to a student before. Teacher Sam and I, we saw it. Teacher Sam is our partner in school. He teaches He's a mentor at the Immersion House, like I am. We are partners. We work together. And we saw a student, this happening to a student. She was advanced level, and then someone called her, and we were beside her. Someone called her for a job interview, and she performed like in a low, intermediate, low level. The main reason is anxiety. You get anxious, you get nervous, you feel nervous, and then you don't perform the way you could have performed. This is the main reason people are afraid. It's not that, and I do understand it is not an ordinary situation, because it's not that you just have to speak English, but you are looking for a job. So it's more than just English. You are in between jobs, or you want a promotion. So it's more than English. And if you're not mentally prepared for it, you will not perform the way you could have performed. So it's very important to think about it, be prepared, feel prepared, you know, your body, your posture, your breathing, mentalize, think about what you want to say, prepare yourself before, practicing it out loud before, so you feel more confident in a job interview. And even if you make a grammar mistake, that is not the end for you. It's not the end, because we can all make mistakes. We make grammar mistakes in Portuguese, and we're talking about us,
of
right?
course.
Yes,
right.
We make grammar mistakes in Portuguese. I mean, and then you're in an interview speaking your second language, it's not your first language. So it's very important to also think that if I do make a mistake in a job interview in English, it's okay. I just take a deep breath and I continue. I can correct myself, or I just move on and continue. It's all about the most important thing is what they want to know is how well you communicate. It's not how many mistakes you make, but it's how well do you communicate, even if you make a mistake or two in the process.
That's okay about this, because
it's okay.
That's okay. Speak. It's very important. The teacher's son is the great friend too, and he took with us here in the program, last programs before, but now, one moment in Portuguese now, ok? Você que está nos acompanhando aqui, está gostando do nosso bate-papo, está recheadíssimo de dicas aí, vai acompanhando a legenda, porque aqui a Teacher Teresa está trazendo para nós vários insights para você que está preparando aí para o mercado de trabalho, vai estar participando de um processo de entrevista, vai olhando essas dicas para que você possa speak, or talk. Né? So, Teacher Teresa, you said in a few moments in the interview about this methodology. Okay, so what is the difference between passive learning method and the active learning method? Please.
Okay, that is a very good question. In the passive learning method is a method where you only receive. So you will listen to a teacher, or you will watch a video, or you will read, but you are not participating in the process. You are only receiving. So this is why it is called passive. You do not act, you don't do anything, you just receive. The active learning method is a method where you participate. You are part of the process. So you practice. So in an active learning method for learning a second language, you are practicing by speaking. You don't listen to the teacher. The teacher is more of a guide who will direct you where you have to go, but you are part of the process, not the teacher. The teacher is not the person who will give you information, but the teacher is the person who will guide you into fluency. And you are the one who does all the work. The teacher will only correct you, help you, give you some advice where you should focus your study, but you will do all the work. You will talk all the time.
Okay. Great. Please, encourage me to again, because you are my teacher. Okay. So it's very important that you said about this active method. So it's a broken in mental model. It's a very important too about this situation. Is a fixed mindset, and it's a very common today in the companies, in the leadership, or in the team about this growth mindset. eh? Please talk about us this difference.
Uh-huh. Yes. In a fixed mindset, a person, anyone who has a fixed mindset thinks that if it's hard, then I cannot change. So there is nothing I can do. So English is too hard for me. I have tried many times. I have difficulties. I have problems. I have a learning problem because, and there is nothing I can do. I cannot learn. So it's too hard for me and I have to stop. This is a fixed mindset. In a growth mindset, I understand that it might be difficult for me right now, but if I keep practicing, it will become easier. So in a growth mindset, like you said, it might be at the gym or losing weight or learning a new language. Any ability you want to acquire, when you face a difficulty in the process, you understand that you can practice, keep practicing, and you will acquire that new ability.
Perfect.
So that is the main difference.
Okay, thank you for your explication. It's very important. So emotional intelligence in this process.
Exactly.
Is flow
Exactly.
state. Is
Yes.
how this process in the neuroscience about this in second language speak for us.
Yes, we know that in neuroscience, our brain changes with everything that we learn, be it a language or learn how to drive, or it doesn't matter. Whatever
Okay.
new thing you learn, your brain will change. You will make new connections, new synapses, new connections, and your brain changes.
Mm-hmm.
So the more we stimulate our brain, the more connections we will have. And we know that especially for learning a second language, it can delay dementia, for example. So if you might have a gene that maybe you might develop Alzheimer's disease or some other form of dementia, learning a new language, we know that it delays the development of dementia. So it is it's the brain gym. It's the brain activity. We have to exercise our body, but we need to exercise our brain as well. We can do many different things, but one of the best things to exercise our brain is learning a new language. And everyone is capable of learning a second language. Everyone is born with the capability of learning 2, 3, 4, as many languages as you want.
Okay.
So,
Okay, thanks. Is looking about these opportunities, about this speaking your second language, or of course in English, for example, because this in the interview it's a special moment for me. Is talking about in English.
yes.
Yesterday I was international event, and the people, American people in the speaker it's very important. It not has had a year and the translation in the classroom there, so it's very important. And after the speaker, the people, I was speaking with them about this presentation. So it's very important looking new opportunities speak English, because it's when the job, for example, or in your situation, professional situation, or in the trip too. That's okay. In another country, is a practice is more fluent. So,
Yeah.
is the immersion house is methodology is special methodology, and for me is the core value for me about the creator with the teacher Sam. And so talk about us. What is the NELF method and how does it help students acquire English?
Okay. So NELF, it stands for the 4 pillars that we use in our methodology. They are in Portuguese, so I will say
Okay,
them in Portuguese. The N, well, the N actually works in Portuguese and English. N is
okay.
for neuroscience, neurociência. So
Mhm.
we apply the knowledge of neuroscience into the methodology because we know how the brain works to learn a second language. We need a lot of repetition. We need
Perfect.
spaced repetition. We need to, there is the correct way of practicing and repeating fast, not speaking slowly, but speaking fast. So
Yes.
many different mechanisms that help us to acquire a language, to remember vocabulary and grammar structures and all of the language. So this is the first pillar for N.
Okay, okay.
E, espiritualidade. In English, spirituality. And we were talking about this is not about
Yes,
religion, but it's about
yes.
the beliefs that you bring when you start learning another language. So things like we've mentioned, it's too hard, I'm too old to learn another language, I've tried so many times, I have a difficulty, I have a learning problem. So
Yes.
I feel very anxious, I feel nervous when I
Mhm.
need to speak English. So we work with this and we show our students a different way to think. If you start changing your beliefs, you can learn another language. So
Okay,
letra E, espiritualidade, spirituality.
okay.
L is for linguistics, like
Mhm.
English. Yeah,
Yes, the
so
same.
that
Yes.
works too. L works.
Yes, yes.
Linguistics. We use applied linguistics in the sense that we don't teach grammar rules, but we
Mhm.
teach our students how to use the grammar correctly. So we don't explain, for example, present perfect. Present perfect, and I give you an
Mhm.
explanation, but I show you how to use. So in this situation, you use present perfect.
Mhm.
Let's practice a few situations where you have to use present perfect. You don't have to understand why, but you have to understand how to use the present perfect, for example. And the
Excellent.
last pillar, yeah, and the last pillar, F is F de fonoaudiologia. In English is speech and language therapy.
Mhm.
Is I am a speech and language therapist, and I brought this to
Yes.
the methodology. We brought this, teacher Sam and I. We practice the pronunciation of English in a different form. I have my speech and language therapy background, and I help
Okay.
my students, and we help our students with pronunciation in a more of a speech and language therapist look. So with designed exercises, we work with different things, the use of voice, the breathing, and the pronunciation exercises as well.
That's okay. It's very important this methodology now because it's the progress in the studying English. I was participating about this school, the classroom. It's fantastic how my English improved in 1 year. And at the moment, that moment, I was online.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
so the 1 year, last year, in studying English is very, very important, the methodology, because it's broken this fears or the improve the practice or understand the language is very important that you said, because this not a present perfect or else, but uh, how it's the very important, not why. but how?
Mhm.
So at the moment, it's the hybrid in the situation, or in employers, or in the jobs, or in the companies, anything else. So in the study in English is very common. Many English schools offering uh, only online formats. So, do students learn English better studying online or in person? Is
Okay.
there a
Uh-huh.
difference?
Uh-huh. Yes, there is a difference. And we've seen that throughout the last years, the last couple of years, because of course, obviously, we all had to go online. We started only in-person teaching, and then we very quickly had to transition to online teaching in 2020. So what teacher Sam and I have noticed is
Mhm.
when you are online, you are focused. You use your time better. You are prepared and you're there and you focus. You can work a lot in less time when you are online. You are very focused. We saw that with students. We were able to teach a lot more in one day online, not a lot, but some
Mhm.
more online in one day than we used to when we were teaching in person. Because in person, we
Mhm.
have jokes and we stop and we
Mhm.
have a coffee break, and then
Yes.
we don't have this online.
Okay. Yeah.
When we stop, say 5 minutes, and I mean it is 5 minutes because then everyone is back online and we continue the class. um, so that there is that. So, and we have seen our students learning speaking English, studying online, only online. What we do is we have our platform, online platform, where they practice the content that they have to practice for a week, and then they come. Some students come. We have two different forms: just the
Okay.
platform and the platform with online classes. So just a platform, if the student is training on video with their mouth
Okay.
and not
It's
with
very
reading and
important.
writing, but repeating
Okay.
and practicing, they will learn. They will learn how to speak English. Just
Okay.
watching the videos and practicing the correct way. That is one form. And we do have the second option, which is the platform where the student
Mhm.
studies our videos and practice our videos with teacher Sam and me, and 2 hours of online classes a week where
Okay.
we put a class together and the students practice conversation with each other. We put our students in breakout rooms
Yes.
and they practice. They know what they have to practice.
One to
Everyone
one.
studies
One
before,
to
yeah.
one.
And that, yes, only two in the breakout room, and then we switch and we switch, so you get to practice
Yes.
with a lot of different students. So that is very good because you have some connection with other people learning English. So that is a bonus point. So that is the
Okay.
online, and we have seen and we have many testimonials from our students who say that yes, I have learned online. The in-person, the difference, I think that the main difference is that you are with other people in person. So that has benefits
Mhm.
too, like it's redundant, but you are with a group of people and you get to practice with other people. You are part of a journey together in person. So that is also very valid, but you can learn with both. And I know that many people are a little bit afraid of, oh, I don't know about online. It's
Mhm.
not the same as in person. Actually, it is not the same, but it's just
Yeah.
as effective as in-person
Again,
learning.
again,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's the moment, is depend the person, or what
Yes.
is the prefer. So it's the online or the person. It's the two methods. It's practice again.
Yes.
So it's very important. And they mention house about us, speak us. The what is the program? What is the moments offering the Brazil?
Okay, well, we will have our in-person, yes, our in-person immersion course from July 7th until July 10th. Here in São Paulo, it's going to be 4 days from 10 a.m. until 10 at night. It is very intense, but it is very effective. Our students are very focused. You joined us in January.
Yes.
Yeah, you saw
Yes,
that
I
experience.
participated. Yes.
Yes, you participated in January. It is very intense, right?
Wow.
Yes,
10
it's a lot of
hours, 10
work.
hours on
Yes,
on
they fly
English.
by.
Yes, yes.
Yes, but in these 4 days, we practice a lot of English so that our students get to practice a lot and they feel confident in their journey to continue practicing their English, because they can see that in 4 days, if you are focused and if you have the correct methodology, you can learn a lot. So this is our next big event for the Immersion House. It's right here in São Paulo, in Santo Amaro, Uni-Ítalo University. Yes.
Okay. In this production is chat is link. Okay. Subscribe this program. Okay.
Okay.
So it's very important. We walking in less program at the moment, but I'd like to bring here the tips for the audience. Okay, so what's these tips can you bring about us?
For learning a second
Up. One moment, please. Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I interrupted you.
No problem. Because this moment inspire. Because this moment is a breaking news
Okay.
no ar. Só que agora nós vamos falar em português. É muito importante, porque é uma dica aqui, né, para a gente ter aqui com as pessoas que estão nos acompanhando. Qual seria a nossa dica daí, Teacher Teresa?
Ok, a dica que eu dou, se você está nessa procura de aprender uma segunda língua, não desiste, aprenda, porque você aprender uma segunda língua vai te trazer muita experiência nova. Aprender inglês te dá a oportunidade de viver experiências que, se você não tem inglês, você não vai ter. Uma viagem, você até pode falar, por exemplo, não, mas viajar tudo bem, eu ponho lá o Google Tradutor e eu consigo. Você não vai ter a mesma experiência de viajar para os Estados Unidos ou para a Europa sem o inglês. Você não vai poder conversar com pessoas que estão ali ao teu redor, trocar experiência. Isso é só um exemplo que eu estou dando, né? Fora as experiências que a gente pode ter online de conhecimento, que sempre tem muito mais inglês. O que a gente for pesquisar, a gente vai encontrar sempre muito mais em inglês e chega primeiro em inglês. Não é que vai ter mais, mas você está procurando alguma coisa nova, está estudando algo novo, sempre vai aparecer primeiro em inglês, porque o mundo inteiro publica em inglês. Então, se a pessoa está estudando no Japão, está estudando na Europa, está estudando até aqui na América do Sul, vai ser publicado em inglês primeiro. Então, a informação chega primeiro em inglês. São experiências novas que a gente tem, que a gente só vai ter em inglês. Então, procura, vai atrás, procura um método. Aí eu vou ser, né, biased, né? Aí eu vou...
no problem.
Aí eu vou falar que procura um método ativo de ensino, aprender a falar inglês. Adquirir uma segunda língua é com a boca que se faz, e é isso que a gente faz no The Immersion House.
Excelente, muito bom, dica de ouro aí. E falando nessa dica de ouro, por favor, faça aqui o convite mais uma vez para todos para o X-Pitch, por favor.
Ok, então de 7 a 10 de julho a gente tem 4 dias de imersão presencial, de 10 da manhã até 10 da noite, 4 dias de uma experiência única de destravar o inglês, da gente quebrar os medos, a ansiedade de aprender uma segunda língua, de falar uma segunda língua, aumentar a confiança, provar para os nossos alunos que você sim é capaz de aprender uma segunda língua, você já vai experimentar isso lá no nossa imersão X-Speech.
Excelente, já está aí o recado, o convite feito, e é realmente uma excelente oportunidade para que destravar, né? Porque mesmo a pessoa que não fala inglês, ali ela começa a já ter o seu crescimento na língua, no idioma como um todo, e a prática é realmente enérgica, né? 10 horas ali por dia, e vocês têm um gás ali realmente de uma forma bem diferente para motivar todos nós naquele momento a praticar, praticar e praticar. Muito bem. Você que está nos acompanhando aqui, foi bacana esse programa, bem diferente do que a gente vem fazendo em termos, né, de idioma, né? Fizemos aqui ele praticamente todo em inglês, exatamente para mostrar, né, para que você possa ter esse gostinho. Poxa, eu quero ter essa independência, como a
Isso,
Teacher Teresa trouxe aqui, né? Em qualquer momento, não preciso estar lá fora para poder falar uma segunda língua, e principalmente o inglês. Todo o conteúdo chega realmente no primeiro momento na língua inglesa, que é o idioma oficial do mundo, né? Então,
exatamente.
ficou com gostinho? Tem a UX Speech para você participar. Já programa, nós estamos agora no começo de julho, então você tem aí alguns dias, aí, algumas semanas, vamos dizer assim, para que você possa se programar e mesmo você que está fora de São Paulo, ter aí essa chance de estar em presencial nesse momento. Bom, agora a gente já chegando ao nosso final do programa, gostaria de pedir para que você possa ajudar que o nosso programa esteja cada vez mais aqui atingindo muitas pessoas de duas formas. Você pode ajudar fazendo uma doação no QR Code que está aqui abaixo da tela para a Fraternidade São João Paulo II, para que possa continuar essa obra de evangelização. E também você pode adquirir produtos e artigos religiosos na loja virtual, que é na FSJPI Store, onde você pode encontrar vários produtos para aumentar a sua espiritualidade e também religar, né? Ou seja, aumentar a sua fé, né? Aumentar aí a sua, não só para você, mas também para as pessoas que estão à sua volta. E aqueles que estão aqui em São Paulo podem ir na loja física, que fica em frente à paróquia Nossa Senhora do Perpétuo Socorro, em Santa Rosalia, que os irmãos e as irmãs vão estar lá de braços abertos para te receber. Teacher Teresa, foi um grande prazer ter você aqui no nosso programa novamente, trazendo essas ricas, né, informações de uma forma muito clara, de uma forma bem aberta mesmo, aí para nos ajudar a entender, né, de como é possível fazer a fluência no inglês, a forma de estudar, as diferenças. Você trouxe de uma forma muito aqui assertiva para nós. Quero agradecer mais uma vez, sempre disposta a nos atender quando a gente faz aí o pedido. Olha, vamos voltar no programa. Está aí com a gente novamente. Muito obrigado pelo seu aceite, por estar conosco aqui mais uma vez. Viu?
Eu que agradeço a oportunidade, Randes, de estar aqui com você e com quem está nos assistindo hoje aqui. Um grande prazer. And congratulations for your English, Randes. I am very, very proud of you. Estou orgulhosa de você por a gente ter feito a entrevista em inglês. Yes!
Eu que estou
Congratulations!
great. Thanks. Eu fiquei muito feliz também de ter passado esse desafio.
Yes, isso mesmo. Esse é o mindset correto. Isso aí.
É isso aí, muito bom, muito bom.
Muito bom.
Então, muito obrigado mais uma vez. Você que está nos acompanhando sabe que nós temos um programa aí na próxima sexta-feira, às 8h15 da manhã, então não perca esse encontro marcado no nosso próximo programa e desejo a todos uma boa sexta-feira e um excelente e abençoado final de semana. Teacher Teresa, thanks for all.
You're welcome,
Bye bye.
Randes. Hope to see
Bye
you
bye.
soon. Bye-bye.
See ya.
See
Bye
ya.
bye.
Bye-bye.